tackling life issues, increasing our faith, and expressing your beliefs. You are now tuned in to The F.L.Y Show. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. And this is yours truly, Jasmine D. Milhouse. And I want to welcome you back here to The F.L.Y Show, where the F.L.Y stands for First Love You. And you know what we do here on The F.L.Y Show. We are tackling life issues, increasing our faith, and enhancing our belief with the stories of so many wonderful and powerful entrepreneurs, so many wonderful and powerful speakers, authors, 9 to 5 workers, educators, you name it, and we are sharing their stories right here on The F.L.Y Show. And I am yours truly, Jasmine D. Milhouse, the host with the most. If you are coming back in, welcome back. If you are new here, welcome to the best show right here, airing every Wednesday night live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We air on Facebook Live and also on YouTube. So make sure you let me know where you're watching from. Put your name in the comments, like, tag, and share this show on tonight, because you all know I always come with the flyest and the most phenomenal and the most bomb people. And tonight is no exception, because I know y'all have been seeing me advertise this queen right here. Y'all have seen her, y'all have heard her, y'all know she is dynamic, and you know she commands the room when she steps in it, when she speaks in it. I don't care if it's on live, I don't care if it's in person, I don't care if it's over the telephone. If you didn't ever talk to her, you know she demands it all. And what she wants, the queen gets. I have none other than the queen of Royal Splendor, Miss Ilyasa Simpson, gracing the show on this evening. Before I bring her on, I want to get into a little bit about her bio. Miss Ilyasa Simpson is a native New Yorker, and when she talk, you gonna hear it, okay? All right, I call her Ill Boogie for a reason. Ilyasa has 16 years of experience working in mental health with a master's of social work from Delphi University. I hope I'm saying this right. Ilyasa is an author of multiple books, co-contributing writer of We Magazine, visionary, and producer in the writing arena. Ilyasa, also known as Minister Charge, was ordained as a minister in 2019. She holds an Associate of Arts in Biblical Studies. In addition, she is a board certified Christian counselor. She has her ministry, which I just named, called the Charge Room. It is a platform created to build individuals from a broken place of darkness with providing safe zones, strategic interventions to renew minds and replenish souls into one's newness. She is a certified life coach, where she defines herself as Coach Illy, the relationship strategist and entrepreneur developer. She specializes in individual or group coaching while utilizing effective evidence-based strategies to assist one to identify, modify, and reinvent who they are with gaining real results. Now, the rest of this bio is going to come with this interview, because I'm going to be asking her some questions that's going to dig into her business a little bit, because you know, y'all, if you a host, you know, that means you knows it. So I'm a little nosy. So I'm going to dig into it a little bit, all right? But without further ado, you know I don't like to hold you long, got a prime, prim, or pump. I'm just excited to sit and talk to my sister. I call her my sister auntie, y'all. She is my girl, Coach Ilyasa Simpson.
Hey,
Hey, Queen.
what up, Jay?
How you
How you doing?
doing, Boogie?
I am doing well tonight, thank you.
Y'all hear it? Y'all hear it? That's her calm voice, okay? She calm. Don't let her crank up though. Give her about 32 seconds. She gonna get lit on y'all real quick. But okay, so I've asked how are you? and all of that. We done got into this bio a little bit. We done dug a little bit into your business. We done went over all, your accolades of what you have accomplished. My first question for you is, on top of all of that and outside of all of that, who is Ilyasa?
Ilyasa is a woman that found herself through brokenness and applying myself to lean on God and putting God first in my life. And once I said yes to God, God said yes to me, but He put it in double time. He put it in triple time, quadruple time. And He said, okay, you fallen, but it's time to get up. And when He pulled me up by my neck, strap and gave me ear gate and eye gate and opened me all the way up. The girl had to stand up and walk in her queenism, because he showed me who I was. And I did not know that I was enough. He showed me that I was intelligent. He showed me that I was beautiful. He showed me that I had power within me to do whatever I wanted to do. And I was able to speak life into my life, to do it with confidence and unapologetically.
Okay, ill. Okay. So in going through that journey with, having to have that rude awakening, what has been your key driving force in being Ilyasa, but also being an entrepreneur? And I know, you're a mom, you're a full-time worker. What has been your driving force behind maintaining all of that?
To say never again to yesterday. Whatever brings women, and what brings women to a point is when we get heartbroken,
Yeah.
heartbroken by men. And that could take us to a level of unconsciousness and total darkness, and you see nothing but black. But when you get there, you have to say to yourself, do you want to sit healed or do you want to live?
Right.
And I chose to live. I said,
Right.
God, I want to live. God, I don't want to struggle. I don't want to feel the pain. I just want to live. Show me how to live. And it
Hmm.
was like the minute I said that, a gateway opened and there was a light that I could follow, the light to get to the sunshine. And
Hmm.
once you cross over that threshold from darkness to light,
Right.
it's like a powerful, oh God, like a volcano erupted, but of
Hmm.
good, positive energy. And that type of motivation, like, because it has a volcano erupting has like an incredible force.
Hmm.
So I felt that I had this incredible force that was just erupting out of my body, that I was holding myself back for so long because I thought I needed someone to complete me to get going or maintain myself in life. And it wasn't that. I complete me. It's
Right.
360 for me. So just like how your show was first love you, you have to first love you. Because if you don't love you, you can't love anyone else
Right.
effectively.
Right.
You just can't. So once I stood in my own ground and realized I stand on my own mountain, and I have the strength and power within me because God told me so. I believed it. You got to believe it. Instead of believing other people, you got to believe God and what he tells you and what he puts inside of you. And he wakes you up every morning with all power. And you
Hmm.
have to really know and feel what that is. And
Right.
if you do understand it, you just get closer to God. Just pray. God is my BFF. I'm gonna go to him. Listen, this is what I need to know. I'm lost right now because you helped me out, and he's gonna answer you because he
Right.
gonna do the same way you talking to him because he talks to me for real. Because I'd be like, Lord, please.
And it's not that whole, you gotta go to, oh my Lord, brother, where art thou? Jesus, hence cometh thou forth. It don't take all of that. It's just it starts with a simple conversation. It starts with just opening your mouth and saying, "Man, look, this is jacked up right now. What do I need to do moving forward? Can you help a sister out? You know what I mean? And just be
Absolutely.
real. You don't approach with the intention of doing the most, as I like to say. And then looking over all of that with going through your journey from the beginning to where you are right now, what has been a part of your life that you would change and why?
I wouldn't change anything. I would take every experience,
Hmm.
every life lesson learned, because everything that happens to us is a lesson in it. We all have our faults. You have to identify, okay, this is me and I did it. You have to be accountable of your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, your behaviors. You have to be accountable because we do things and then we are behind them, or we keep it as a secret, or shy away from this, or hide behind the paper or the wall. Like, I'm not hiding. I'm not ashamed of anything I did, anything I've said, because there's a lesson learned in that. And I identify that because I take accountability of any and everything that I do. And I confront that. I confront it with myself. If I'm first, I'm gonna repent. I'm gonna forgive myself, and I know what forgiveness is. And forgiveness starts with you, and you have to forgive others, whether they know or not what they do. So
Right.
it's I am going to stand on my throne because I made it. It's me. If I have gas, I got gas. That's a part of life. If
Hmm.
I can see with gray eyes, I put my gray eyes on. They mine. If I want to wear a long hair today and short hair tomorrow, it's still me. If I
Right.
want to wear no makeup or makeup, it's still me, but I stand in my own right of who I am. So I would not change anything that happened to me, because everything that happened to me pushed me to be the person that I am today.
Yeah. And so many people will, I don't like to live in regret. You know what I mean? Because
Hmm.
that keeps you held in bondage. You're holding yourself hostage from being able to get to the next stage of life. If you're always walking around thinking, "Oh, I wish I would have did," or "I wished I would have tried," or I should have talked to that dude," or "Man, I should have talked to that girl." Like, okay, you didn't. Move along. It's going to be another door that will open. It will be another window that you can climb in. It will be another opportunity for you to take. The lesson in that is understanding that, okay, I made the mistake at not jumping at that opportunity. I made that mistake of not making that right decision. Let me next time don't do the same thing. And when you're going through that, when you're faced with a challenge, when you're in a certain situation, how do you combat fear? What is your regimen to pull yourself out of a fearful situation?
Doing it scared.
What does that look
Jump,
like for you?
jump scared. Like, because anything that you go through, like, say, like having a broken heart, right?
Hmm.
Meeting someone like I haven't dated in years, like years. So to say, okay, I want to get on the dating scene, right? But I'm scared to get on the dating scene because I don't trust people. Like,
Right.
I don't trust to give somebody my heart against, or my heart to be broken again. But if I want love, I have to do it scared, but do it in increments where I can manage my coping skills and not be defensive. Instead of just totally open the door and say, "Hey, jump in." No, just say, start with a phone call, or start with meeting in a place with your friends, and
Hmm.
they join in, versus being with them by yourself, because you may not Trust yourself, because women get vulnerable. Women get
Right.
vulnerable. So it's like, okay, I'm not really ready to have sex yet. So let me plan this thing out. But at the same time, I want to have sex. So it's like you have to place yourself in a place where it's a happy medium, but not hurting yourself. It's not about giving yourself up.
Right.
You pace yourself in a moderate zone where you are comfortable enough to say, okay, I put my pinky toe in the water. Let
Hmm.
me see if I can put my big toe in the water. Let me see if I can, feel the breeze on my um, face instead of staying in closed doors. You don't know what the elements are outside unless you open the door. So many times we as women say we want something. Yo, I want this, I want that. I want a man that's this, but do you really want that? First, you got to ask yourself, what do you want? And are you in a place where would you be with you? Would you be in a relationship with you? Would you be in a relationship of being married to you? You have to ask yourself that. Because a lot of times, again, we want something, but we really may not be ready for that something. We
Right.
have to ask ourselves, okay, am I really ready for this? Am I in a position to bring something to the table as I'm expecting him to bring something to the table? Because most people have nothing to give, but they want the other person to bring everything to them and save them to be on that white horse and just ride them away to beautifulness. Like, you have to be a part of that beautifulness lane. You got to bring something to the table. What can you offer him? You just going to offer him all your broken stories from all your previous relationships? No, we have to heal first. We have to heal before we say, okay, I want to be with someone else, and stop being weak and saying, okay, I need love. Love from what? You love from what? Let's get it clear. Cause you want some booty? Come on. Stop. We have to get our minds right first. We gotta get our foundations together first. We have to, let's say, okay, I was 300 pounds. I need to lose 100 pounds because I want to feel better about me. I don't want a person to come in and save me. I
Right.
have to save myself. So, with that being said, I'm going to look at me in the mirror and say, okay, are you good enough to be with somebody else? Would you call that call for you? And if it's no, sit down and get your ish together. You got to sit down and get your ish together. So, you can't expect someone to make you happy. Happiness comes in your singleness. Happiness comes with you from your brain, your thoughts, from your actions, your feelings, your anxieties, your insecurities. You got to throw all that negative isms in the garbage. If you can't take a negative and turn it into a positive with yourself, all you're going to do is criticize the next person. Oh, you didn't do this. Why you didn't do that? Then you're going to start complaining and you're nagging. Oh, you going to get left because he going to leave you,
Mm-hmm.
but you want him to be with you, and then you end up yelling, screaming, and you continue the negative, toxic behavior into the next person, and you are only transferring that negative energy from person to person and person, and you're not willing to stop, look in the mirror, and heal who you are from whoever hurt you before, or before that, or before that, or even from your childhood, your parents, or from abandonment issues. There's so many things that come with your brokenness as a grown woman that we don't take accountability for, and we take it out on our men, we take it out on our children, we take it out on ourselves because we neglect who we ought to be. We walk in this negative defensive space and then expect people to love on us. No, that's selfish. You're not realizing you're isolating yourself from love and from other people loving you. That's selfish, in my opinion.
Mhm.
But to move forward to get out of that, I want something. And they how they say scared money don't make money.
Yeah.
Scared love is not gonna get you love. And if you say you want something, you can't put bricks, barbed wire, cement fences all in front of you and expect somebody to bust on through there. They not, because they tie you before you get to the fence. So you have to drop some of those defense walls if you say you want something, and then act like you want it, but don't give yourself up to say, "Okay, come get me," because you thirsty. We can be hungry, baby, but don't be thirsty. Don't be out here thirsty in these streets.
I'm not gonna play with you tonight, okay? I'm not. So we're talking about, having women walking into their femininity and having that soft woman energy because it's a lot of masculine hard women walking around here, and I ain't talking about because of their preferences. I'm talking about the mindset of I gotta
Hmm.
be hard, I gotta be tough, I gotta be you know what I mean. How was that factored into you creating Royal Splendor? Let's talk about that for a little bit. How did you include all of that in Royal Splendor?
Okay, so just how you described, from my experiences of being a social worker, I've met many, many, many women, and so many of them are broken because of a man or broken love or um and what happens is that they're stuck there and they don't know how to come back. And I will ask them simple questions of, simple questions to say, if money wasn't an issue, or um like, what would you do? Like,
Mhm.
or if you had time to do something, what would
Right.
you do? Or I will ask them, when is the last time you did something for the first time? And most times women will have no answer. Men as well. They just wouldn't have an answer. They'll say, I can't imagine myself not doing something for me,
Mhm.
you know, because they're working so hard for someone else, their child, their family, everyone but themselves. So to like I said, to be where you ought to be, you have to discover who you are as an individual person, because we were born in this world by ourselves. We're going to leave this world by ourselves. So as a woman ought to be feminine, not masculine. I mean, yes, we have roles, but
Right.
we only take on that masculine role because we have to move in certain networks that we have with a little bit more assertiveness or aggression or defense mechanisms that we put up because we don't want anyone to take away what we already have. So with that being said, Yoni Splendor, Royal Yoni Garden came to me because I wanted to help women find their femininity again. And not only that, women are not really taught how to be women. They're from really the slavery days. Like, you, what do? You have to go have sex with that man. You have
Mhm.
to go be the pleasure for that man. Oh, that's a good man. Go marry him. Because you have to be taken care of. And no one teaches us about us. No one teaches us that we have feelings too. Just like on Color Purple, he's laying on me doing his business. It's not about his business. You got business too. Like, you have needs too. And so many women, they don't even know how to touch themselves to see what feels good on them. Or I've met women that don't understand the difference between penetration and a sexual orgasm. And yeah, yeah, it's serious. And I brought this to the table to have talks about, I Yoni talks. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about being a woman. Let's talk about being satisfied as a woman. Let's talk about what can take you from your masculine self to your feminine self, and
Mm-hmm.
what could bring you there. And there's so many women that don't even like themselves, that they don't even understand that they can get to their feminine side in a snap of a finger. So the gauge point that I created was the taking off your bra moments. And when you unsnap that last hook of your bra, that
Baby.
transition happens, that you must roll into your feminine self. So we have hard days at work or anything outside of us, that we have to go outside, get up, and just hustle and bustle because we have to survive, right? But when we come home, there's children that didn't do what they were supposed to do, or your man didn't do what he was supposed to do, and then you're upset and you're yelling and screaming and hollering, and everybody's like, mommy, 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 mommy. And you have all of this pressure coming in, then you may not have the money to meet your bills in the house, and your man done spent all the money gambling or whatever the case may be, and nothing is adding up for you. So you have to stay in this mindset that's hard to breathe at times, where you have to like hold yourself just to keep yourself standing.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the femininity then in that? There is none, because you
Right.
trying to stay afloat. You trying to breathe right now. You trying to get to the next 5 minutes. So as something as simple as taking off your bra and breathing with unhooking the last hook of your bra, the relief in that when you sit down and exhale, let that be a transferring point to say, go take a bath, go take a shower, wash off the negativity of your day. Don't no one talk to me until after I have these moments to myself. Light a candle, inhale the aroma of this beautiful smelling candle while you're sitting in the bath. Sit in the bath and feel the bath water with the candle on.
Mm-hmm.
Get into your feminine self, and it'll take you to a place where you can breathe just for 5 minutes. Yoni steaming. People looking at me, well, what's a yoni? A yoni, the word yoni is another word for vagina. So when you say yoni steaming, it's vaginal steaming. What does vaginal steaming do? Like, what is that? Right? Vaginal steaming, when you sit on a steamed pot of herbs, because that's what it is, you're sitting on a steamed pot of herbs, your vagina inhales the benefits of the herbs that's in this steam pot. And what it does is a whole slew of things. And I have been yoni steaming for over 2 years, and it's changed my life because I, again, scared of jumping. I was going through menopause. It was driving me insane. I was going crazy. And my doctor wanted to put me on some medication. I was like, no, because I do everything holistically. So I read about what could I use that's holistic that can help me. So I saw vaginal steaming and I got into it. And then I started doing it every week, every week, every week. Then I started noticing some things about myself. It's a mood stabilizer. I suffered from swollen ankles and swollen feet. I don't have swollen ankles and swollen feet anymore. In fact, my shoe size went down a
Mm-hmm.
whole size, right? Not only that, it maintains, it takes the negative energy outside of your womb, and it creates this creativity of positivity. It builds your libido. It it increases your sexual energy where you want to have sex, because you'll meet women and go, "Oh, I've been there, done that." I'm sorry, there's no been there, done that with me. Like, sex is good for me. Like, I wish I had a partner that I can have sex all the time, but I'll wait. I'll wait.
Mhm.
But it's just, you have to find the love inside of you,
Right.
and most people, they can't, or they don't know how, because life became really challenging for them, and they forget the good times. They forget the if they had a good times. I've known women older than me that never really experienced real love, because they was a
Mhm.
side piece their
Mhm.
whole life. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So, I say, as long as you're still alive, there's hope to find love. Because I'm a
Mhm.
hopeless romantic, and I believe God gonna bring me what I want, and I'm not afraid to wait for it. But I'm not gonna sit out here and be thirsty in these streets either. Like, I'm not.
Right.
I'm not throwing myself at, "Oh, he look good, he can get it." Sit your behind down and get you together. So with, you know yoni steaming, it builds your self-esteem. It strengthens your womb, and it regulates your menstrual cycle. And with me going through menopause, it took away the day sweats, the night sweats. It took away the feeling that I just wanted to hurt somebody. Like, it,
Mm.
it took all of that out my system, where I learned how to smile on the inside again. Like,
Right.
I don't care what comes my way. I'm like, deuces. Beside, like, it just kind of bounces off you, because the devil gonna come. He gonna
Right.
come, but
Mhm.
you have to be in that space where you could be like, "Chuck it up, get out my way and get behind me," right? And you have to recognize it when it's coming, because you could feel it. Because once you get into yourself, your energy is positive, and there becomes a border around you that you protect. So protect that energy that you have your newfound you in. And people don't know, or they don't think that they have to protect their energy. So
Right.
with that being said, I built myself to a place where I have this positive creativity inside of me that constantly wants to grow and become whatever God wants me to be. But guess what? Everybody don't like that.
Yeah.
Everyone is not going to like how you smile. Everyone is not going to like how you look good from the inside out, and they can feel it. So you have to protect what you
Mhm.
built for yourself, right? With that being said, I take time out to make sure that I stand on my mountain, protect my mountain, and always stay in a place of positivity and leaning on God to keep me there. Because
Mhm.
we can't always do it alone. You're gonna have days where you be like, "Okay, don't play with me." But you have to make it. I take things and, like, make jokes out of it. Like, instead of being like so serious. Like, okay, who came out to play today? Because
Right.
you
Right.
know, you have to play with that thing, because he's gonna come for you, and come come for you hard. And if
Mhm.
you take it so serious, he has your mind. He's gonna suck you dry and say, "Okay, I came to play with you today." But you have to talk it back, right? Not today, devil. Right? You can't have me. You can't have my children. You can't have my family. You can't have my future. You can't have my finances. You can't have my husband. You can't have none of that, because God already told me what I have. He already showed me. He showed me the vision. And once
Right.
God shows you a vision, just hold on to it, because it's going to come true. But
Right.
you have to believe that. So when I yoni steam, I take all of this with me. because it's like I sit on my pot every week, like we about to build up this energy for us, take all the negative from the week.
Right.
No, seriously, because even when I come from work and my day is hard, I'll set me up a pot quick. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, let me go set me a pot up because I don't want to take my negative energy to the next place I gotta go.
Right.
So I really use that as a mood stabilizer with me. But not only that, you dry, it keeps you moist. Um, it just does so much, and when I tell you, it literally changed my life. And to the femininity that comes through it gives you such confidence in your sexuality. You be like, I'm a woman again. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So when you say you want to bring something to the table, I'm bringing all me to the table. And it's
Mm-hmm.
good, it's sweet, it smell good, and all of that builds you up. But one thing I will say, that when I first opened my business, I came encounter with women. They'll come past my pop-up shop table and they look at me sideways and like, oh, what is she doing? What is that? And
Mm-hmm.
I had to come with a different type of approach, because there's so many women that feel that they don't need yoni steaming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, check this out. The guys told me women smell. So if a guy is telling me, "Oh, what do you do again?" and I explain it to him, they're like, "No, keep doing that, because women have an odor,
Mm-hmm.
and my girl have an odor. So how can I get my girl to do this without her being offended?"
Right.
you know and it's like embarrassing, because many guys DM me, inbox me, and they say these things like, how can I do this, how can I do that, how can I introduce this to my girl? And
Mm-hmm.
they'll say, I even start arguments with her so I can't have sex with her, so I can
Mm.
leave, right? That is, so is, imagine how many times you had an argument with your man and he really didn't want to have sex with you because you thought you was going to have a good time, and when you didn't smell so kosher, and you sprayed Victoria's Secret or Bath and Body on you, which created even more odor,
Mm-hmm.
that he started an argument with you and left, or started an argument with you and turned over and you saw his back, or you thought you was going to have a good time and he was like, not tonight.
Right.
So most times out of most, it's because you have a body odor,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't want to embarrass you or make you feel bad or get you
Right.
angry,
Right.
because you have a body odor. I don't care if you who we are. There's, at some point in the day, you got to refresh yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you think you don't, do you smell good or not, smell good anyway.
Right.
Even if you take that negative, because even when you have that negative energy, you have a different odor if you have positive energy. And so many times we are in these toxic relationships. When you have a toxic relationship, your mind is angry. Guess what? Your vagina is angry too. And people don't understand how the mind and the vagina are on the same, it's aligned on the same oneness. So if you think about it, every time you have sex with someone that you were angry with, you have an angry vagina. That bitterness sits inside of you, and you are bitter, nasty, funky, cranky the next day, or
Whoa.
the next week, or the
Right.
next month, or
Right.
forever, that y'all break up and you take that same nastiness to the next person.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't realize you have all of that cooked up in your system. It needs to be released.
Mm-hmm.
Yoni steaming, baby. It gets it right on out.
Yeah.
And it'll be days since you have had the steam process done, and you can still feel it coming on through in your body. And I think that's like the most magnificent feeling, that you can just feel the freshness and you smelling like flowers. And who don't want to smell like flowers? I'm just saying, right? But it's has done wonders in my life. So I said, okay, I want to promote this. I want to do a campaign to save the vajayjay so every woman can understand that they can take their masculine energy, transfer it to positive energy, and save themselves. Have
Mm-hmm.
better hygiene, have sexual upbeat creativity flowing through their entire body at all times with smelling like flowers. Come on. Like it's like why not? Why not? But
You and
you
these
know,
flowers.
right, just the smell of flowers to me. Like it, but so many people, like, it's just sexual talk sometimes. It's taboo to most people.
Yeah, it
They don't
is.
want to talk about it. Just talking about a vagina, that's taboo. Like, how
Mm-hmm.
dare you? You a woman, you're not supposed to talk about that. Your job is to only let a man do his business. Not today, baby. It's a new day out here. It's a new day, and I want to educate women that it's a new day. And your life, if your life is not built, your body is not built to just have sex
Mm-hmm.
and tear your body up for somebody else that does not even love you back. So that's my two piece.
In a biscuit.
That's my two piece. Yeah.
In a biscuit. Cause baby, listen. My for me, just kind of piggybacking on everything that you just said. Um, for me, you have a lot of valid points in what you were just stating. This can be a very taboo subject, people talking about sex and then talking about sex on live internet. They're like, oh my God, you know what I mean? Ain't you saved? Ain't you a Christian? Yes, I love the Lord and I won't take it back. I love Jesus Christ. I know he died for my sins, but I'm also a woman. I also have 3 children. I could have had 4, but I had a miscarriage. So these are conversations that you can't be scared to approach, because when you don't have these conversations, you still stay in the dark. You don't know anything about yourself. You don't know anything about your mate. You don't know what you like, what you don't like. You don't know what you can do, what you're capable of doing. You don't know how to please each other. You don't even know how to begin to spice up a relationship. People like, girl, I gotta spice up my relationship. Okay, how? What are you gonna do? Oh, you gonna go flip off the dress and do that same trick that you've been doing for the last 15 years? Okay, but what are you gonna do different? You know what I mean? And it's
Hmm.
not all about what's going on in the bedroom. It's not all about the physical sexual attraction. It's about the intimacy of not just
Hmm.
being with someone, but the intimacy of being with yourself.
With yourself.
You have to know and learn and grow to understand who you are individually before you can introduce who you are to someone in any type of capacity. And sometimes, and not only, you have to understand, yeah, who you meet me when you meet me at 20, I'm not going to be that same person at 30. So I got to learn her too. And who I was at 30, I'm not going to be at 40. So I got to learn her too. Learn her too. So as I'm learning who I am every 5 years, every decade, or whatever the case may be, this is who I'm introducing you to. And it's up to you for you to be able to say, do I like me enough in this era? Do I like this? Do I need to tweak that? Do I need to change this? Do I like how I talk? Do I like how I look? Do I like how I feel? Do I like being all the time? It's about, how am I enjoying how I'm carrying myself? Am I enjoying not being able to embrace my daily, just me, period? Yeah, I go to work. Yeah, we work full-time jobs. Yes, we're wives, we're moms, we get all that. But who are you as a person? I tell everybody all the time, that is my main reason why my number one question is, who are you? How do you define who you are? That is the first thing that I ask you. And if you sit here and be like, we got a problem, we have a problem. And it's a lot of questions. It's a very basic, simple question, but some people don't know how to answer it.
Right.
And people look at this topic and they're like, okay, Royal Splendor, okay, she does yoni steaming, girl, and so they frown upon it. And
Yes, it.
you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I looked at the side where I was like, no, I'm not doing all that. But then having tried it myself and actually doing it myself, I'm like, baby, who cares? When I know what it does, what it did for me,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't take away what I believe in. It doesn't take away who I am as a woman. It doesn't take away any of that. It allows me to do exactly what you said. It is that spiritual unhooking of my bra that I can sit back and be like, I can breathe. I don't have to feel uptight. I don't have to feel like I don't have control. I don't feel like I don't have to walk around feeling like I don't know who I am. I don't have to be hard and rough and tough. I can just be a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the most beautiful feeling in
Yes,
the
it is.
world. When you're a woman and you can just be a
A woman.
woman.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gotta have on no makeup. You ain't gotta have. If you ain't got all your teeth, you ain't gotta have all your teeth in your mouth. You
That's
can
right.
still feel like a woman.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't nothing else walking that's flying in a woman, baby. I'm telling you that now. We some tough,
Yeah.
baby. We some tough creatures. We go through a lot. We take a lot. We deal with a lot. It's Regina just said it best. It's purification. It's
Mm-hmm.
purifying. Is cleansing, when you can just walk in who you are and you don't have to put up a fake, put up a front. You ain't gotta hide, you ain't gotta, you just be who you are. It's beautiful. And with that
Yes.
being said, what have you learned and gained from your failures or lessons through your journey?
I learned that no matter what, if I believe in myself and allow God in, there's nothing that I can do. Every
Mm,
time I fall, I can get up.
yeah.
So just don't sit there. Just get back up.
Right.
Because there's nothing is perfect in life, and trials make the journey sweeter,
Right.
because if you don't go through the trial, so because most people, what they do, they get stuck in being perfect.
Mm-hmm.
They get stuck in, oh, I must get it right. No, how about just get it wrong a few times?
Okay.
Because guess what? By those trials, you know what to not do again.
Right.
So there's always strategy. I'm a strategist hard. There's strategy in everything that we do.
Mm-hmm.
If way number one doesn't work, way number five will work. Or way
Right.
number five doesn't work, way number 10 may work. But don't stop trying until you get
Right.
it.
Right. I
Just
agree.
whatever it takes,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it takes. If it takes you 100 times, and
Mm-hmm.
people give up before the maturity time, because maybe it's not the right timing at the moment. So you
Mm-hmm.
have to mature into your greatness, and
Right.
with the maturity you have trials. Get up. The trials make you stronger.
Right.
Trials will increase your confidence so you could do it better the next time. You
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody could beat you down to a pole, but guess what? Because you endured every trial, no one can keep you down. No one can keep you down. So I've learned to just get back up
Mm-hmm.
and keep going, because I'm still here.
Right.
I am still here. And as long as I'm still here, I have breath in my body and I can do it.
And it ain't nobody walking that can take that away from me.
That's right.
Nobody. I don't care how you feel, what you gotta say, none of that. Because I am who I am. I've been through what I've been through, and but that doesn't define me.
Who you are.
That
Mm-hmm.
doesn't define who I am. That's just a part of my journey. That is just how I got from, point A to point B. That is just that is just a time travel for me. Is it does not define me as who I am. And so many people get lost in thinking that there is no other way. I don't know anything or whatever the case may be. And so they just automatically say, you know what, I give up, I quit. And they give up too soon. And just like, they always say, you give up when you're 3 feet from goal. You were almost there. You almost had it all and it doesn't have to be anything phenomenal over the top. Just keep moving, just keep going. That's all it takes is one step. I tell everybody all the time, somebody, "Hey, girl, how you doing?" One step at a time, one breath at a time, one moment at a time, one day at a time, because that's literally what we have. We have to look at it as, okay, this is what I got right now. This is what I'm presented with. This is my current situation, and I'm going to run with that thing, and it's going to be what it's going to be, and I'm going to be happy with it, and it's going to be beautiful. And don't take your struggles or your so-called struggles and sit in it. You can't sit in any of that, because you won't learn anything, you won't grow, and you'll stay in the same situation in the same 5 years later. You'll be stuck in the same little area. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, so what are we learning here? What are we doing? Like, what is it that you really want? And take inventory of what you want. Just do a self evaluation. What do I want to do different? What can I do different? How can I change me so that I can see and so that I can be the person that I want to be, so that I can become who God destined me to be, and not still sitting here doing the same mundane thing, because we go through so much and we're like, oh, okay, well, this is just what it's all cracked up to be. No ma'am, no ham, no burger. It's not. There is so much more that is here for you. You just got to tap into it. And so, with tapping into it, for you being on your journey, um being the CEO, you got your ministry, the charge room, you have Royal Splendor, you're a certified life coach, on top of so many other hats, not to mention Amazon national bestseller, an international motivational speaker, inspirational speaker. What would be a piece of advice that you could give someone that is on their journey, that doesn't know how to keep going, or that doesn't that or that is having a struggle with figuring out what their purpose is? What piece of advice would you give that person?
God gives us snippets of what's ahead of us in our dreams. Everyone has them, but everyone may not want to acknowledge them. But when you dream, God gives you snippets of your future.
Hmm.
Grab a hold of one of your snippets and say, wow, I don't know if I could do that. Because that's what you're going to say to yourself. But when you acknowledge the snippet and say, I want that, I see that, I want that, go get it. Go get it, and do not let anyone tell you you can't have it, because people will take your dream and shatter it just by opening their mouth because they
Right.
didn't do it. So, my advice is to always hold your dream and your vision, even if no one else can see it but you. Stand by it, defend it, Guard it with your life and go get it.
Just like that.
Just like that.
And just like that, y'all, we have wrapped up another episode of the Fly Show, where the Fly stands for First Love You. Before we get on out of here, Miss Simpson, can you let us know how the people can follow you? Where can they buy your products? Where can they find your books? What you got coming up? Give us all the juicy details.
Okay, so with being Coach Illy, I have a coaching program through the Charge Room. It's thechargeroom.com. Also, I you can follow me on Instagram with the Charge Room, Facebook, the Charge Room, everything in the Charge Room is the Charge Room. With Royal Splendor, it's Royal Splendor Yoni Garden, that is on Instagram. I also have a YouTube channel for Royal Splendor Yoni Talks. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, I have Royal Splendor Yoni Garden.com. That's where you can get my Yoni products. I also have feature products for this month, and I'm just really proud of Royal Splendor because it's just a level that is growing daily. And I don't just sell products, I educate individuals on how to be better individuals
Mhm.
just by having the ability to show that you don't have to be masculine. You can be feminine, you can be sexy, you can be beautiful, you can be confident, all by paying attention to yourself, and not paying attention to others. Like, bring that energy back on to you, baby, because you deserve it. But definitely I have a Facebook, Ilyasa Simpson. On Facebook I have Instagram, Dream Dreams 2015. Again, I have three Instagrams. Dream
Mhm.
Dreams 2015. I have the Charge Room, and I also have Royal
Yes,
Splendor
ma'am.
Instagram. So I'm all over. So you can definitely find me somewhere.
And I put your website links in the comments. So make sure you all follow her on social media. Go check out thechargeroom.com. But most importantly, make sure you go to royalsplendor.yonigarden.com as well. She has the yoni, it comes with a little kit. She has the yoni oils, um, the
Wash.
refreshing spray, the wash, the scrub, tightening gel. She has little small kits for men as well. So make sure
Mhm.
you all go check that out. And it smells so good, y'all. I seen the little kit. It is so cute. So ladies, if you want to get something nice for your men, Father's Day is coming up in a couple months. Make sure y'all load her up with orders to get your father something, because we gotta start treating these men right. So it's not just about your yoni, it's about whatever his is called as well. So make sure you get him treated. Get yourself something. Thank you so much for being here on the Fly Show, Miss Simpson. I know you could have been anywhere else doing anything else, but you decided to take your time and sit and talk to yours truly, Jasmine D. Milhouse, and I greatly appreciate it.
And I greatly appreciate you inviting me. It's definitely always a pleasure working with you. You are so amazing, and I'm so proud of you.
Well, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. But for everybody, thank you all so much for tuning in. Everyone that was here with me live, with us live. For anybody that's watching a replay, make sure you hashtag replay in the comments. We coming back here next Wednesday with another episode of the Fly Show, and I have none other than my girl, Miss Christy St. Cyr Allen. She will be right here on March the 22nd, so make sure you tune in. And if you don't know who she is, I interviewed her husband a couple weeks ago, Mr. Southern Yankee. So she will be here bringing in her testimony. She just released a devotional called Mindset Shift: How to Focus on Jesus a devotional purpose to help others build a relationship with Christ. You do not want to miss her story. So make sure you join in right back here next Wednesday. This has been yours truly, Jasmine D. Milhouse, with another episode of The F.L.Y Show. And if you don't know, the F.L.Y stands for First Love You. And like I always say when I end every show, make sure you first love you because you absolutely deserve it. I love y'all. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll see you back here next Wednesday. Good night, everybody.
Good night.